Hey everyone, welcome back to another segment of AWS On Air. We are live here in New York City for the AWS 2023 Summit, New York City. My name is Jeff Marushak. I'm a senior solutions architect on our Department of Defense Air Force team, and we're here to talk more about generative AI. So let's go down. Jillian, introduce yourself really quick.
Yep, my name is Jillian Ford, and I'm a startup solutions architect.
I'm Banjo Biyami. I'm a developer advocate.
And I'm Antje Bart, Principal Developer Advocate for Generative AI at AWS.
All right, so welcome back, and we have, I found this amazing jacket walking around.
Yeah,
oh my
look
God,
at this.
That was like,
so good.
And then we started talking. I was like, Banjo, you need to be on our show. So and
Here
it,
I
and
am.
It, and it turns out he's on the same team as Najee.
Yeah?
So let's talk. We just talked about a new generative AI course. So tell us about your team. You guys are both on the same team. What you guys have been doing beyond the new course.
Right. So for those of you who just watched the previous one, we built this amazing course in partnership with Deep Learning AI and Generative AI. But that's not all we're doing, right? So we're working a lot with our communities out there. We just launched, in case you haven't checked it out, go to community.aws, a new generative AI space. This place is a hub for our community members to really kind of share knowledge, explore, engage, and learn more about not only Gen AI, but definitely start there,
Wow.
but about a ton of AWS topics, really.
That's amazing. And is it like, I mean, you could be someone who's just like, I don't know anything about generative AI, and I can join the community and people who are experienced at all levels?
Absolutely. So if you bring up the screen here, maybe, you can see that we have a lot of information there. There is blog posts, there is
Whoa.
links to videos, so we have a YouTube channel as well. And there is a really, really exciting post that I just read by Banjo. He built an amazing demo using Gen AI, and I think something called agents.
Oh yeah, so it's so fun. So in the world of generative AI, there's an idea we call agents, which are basically specified large language models designed to do one thing very well. So my blog post is about making a solutions architect agent. So think of having, yes, an actual
So they
solutions
don't,
architect.
they don't need me anymore. That's basically what Banjo's saying.
Bye, Joe.
Hold on. So let me guess. You would ask it, how would I architect a 3-tier web application?
And it will cite the exact documents on the AWS well-architected framework and give you a coherent response to that.
We
All
got to
right.
see if it's better than us.
Yeah, no. I just, how do I install it?
Well, we're going to walk through that today
All right,
because
perfect.
everybody wants to have their own personal solution architect. So yeah. So first off, let's talk about how I started doing this. So we know we have such great solution architects, but sometimes they're busy, they're doing other things, and it's hard to get a hold of them. So like, what if I had a solution architect on demand? So that was kind of the process behind
like
this.
Sometimes they host AWS on air.
And
live,
exactly.
you know.
So I was like, all right, let me look at what an agent is. Oh, an agent. Basically, I developed something I'm calling Agent AWS, which is basically an AI-powered agent that uses Hugging Face transformers paired with numerous different foundation models to do similar tasks. So answer responses, generate diagrams, and even write code.
So Banjo, really quick, transformers were mentioned in the last segment. Really
Yes.
quick for our viewers, can you explain what a transformer is?
Yes, Transformer is an architecture that allows us to build machine learning applications. So large language models are based on this Transformer architecture that allows
Okay.
all the cool generative AI applications we're seeing today.
And then is Hugging Face just like a flavor?
Yeah, Hugging Face is an open source community that has lots of different models. And they have a library called Transformer that allows you to build applications with that. So it's been amazing to just develop new applications with Hugging Face. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right, continue.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I have a Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook allows us to encode a bunch of the steps we're going to walk through. So I'm going to... The first thing when you develop an agent is you have to actually give it a prompt of what it's going to do. So I start off like, you are an expert AWS certified solutions architect. Your role is to help customers understand and assist you. And then you have to give it examples of how you would do something. So for example, if a customer asks like, how can I design secure VPCs? it's going to say, I want to use the AWS well-architected tool to find out the information and respond to that. So this prompt encodes all the information that what you want the agent to do and then how it should respond. So if other type of queries comes out, it knows, okay, I want to use this tool to answer this specific question, and the other questions that come like that, I'm going to use the same response. So the model is learning just with a few labeled examples that can handle all sorts of different requests.
So this prompt here, just to, is really kind of giving the model a personality type of thing, right?
Exactly.
Like a persona.
Yeah, so an expert AWS certified solutions architect. Yeah. So,
you know, the biggest help I need, if I asked it, is this AWS service available in GovCloud? That's really where I spend a majority of my time. That could actually help me do other solutions architect
exactly,
things.
Yeah. So he's already thinking of ideas. Yeah. So.
Well, I definitely want to see what. I don't know if you have more to show first, but I'm really curious to see this prompt.
Oh,
We can see if we put it to the test.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna put it to the test. So I have some regular examples, but I'm happy to hear what you have to say. So,
Yep.
so after we get that prompt, the next thing is the actual tools. So think of tools as single-use functions that do one thing very well.
Yep.
So one tool could be like, I'm just going to search the AWS well-architected framework and get information from that. So that's the first tool I did because people want to ask all sorts of questions. So I made a specific tool just for querying that framework. So let's walk through how that looks like.
Wow.
Yeah. So one of the cool things about Hugging Face is they have a bunch of open source models you can try. So the model that I'm using for this tool is called the Falcon model, which is a very popular open source model that can handle all sorts of different requests. So the tools are very flexible. You can just build in your own model. So start with the Falcon one.
I got a question on that for people who are listening. Did you have to experiment with multiple models in Hugging Face to pick one?
Yeah. So that's the beauty. There's so many different models. There are different models that are going to be better suited for different tasks. Some might be better for writing code. Some are just answering the general questions. Some are other better for text summarization. So really finding that useful foundation model for your use case is part of the process of building out these tools and models. So, and similar to like an agent, the tool has a prompt too. So use this tool for any AWS-related question to help customers understand. So you have to say when the agent should use this tool, and it knows, oh, this question is related to that. I'm going to use that tool.
So this is really where like a lot of the meat is, it looks like, in this part of the actual...
tool is actually what's going to happen. The model is kind of, you just tell it what to do, and then it'll figure out what tool to use, but you have to build that tool. So that's where the hard thing comes from.
So there's a little bit of work involved.
Oh, that's a little. So you won't be replaced yet. So,
But the fun thing here is we talked earlier about how those large language models are capable of understanding much more. So really pay attention to those descriptions here you're putting in for the different tools, right?
Correct.
Because this is how the model tries to reason and understand what to do. So be descriptive here, what this tool is doing, and not just put a placeholder in there.
Oh yeah. The more information you give the model, the better it knows how to use it, and better the results are going to be. So let's walk through this tool. So for this tool, I mentioned I wanted to query the AWS well-architected framework. I actually downloaded a local copy of that, and I'm going to be using an open source library called LangChain, which allows you to build applications, many different types of large language applications with regards to like embedding, searching through things, using vector databases. These are all the cool things that developers are using to build these foundation large language model applications. So LangChain just makes it very simple to get started. So to walk through this, I have the actual, the well-architected framework code. I'm going to do a vector search, which basically says, find any document that matches what this customer is asking for, and then use the following piece of content to answer the question at the end. So if I say, how can I design well-architected VPCs? It'll look through all the documents, find something that matches that, and then the model will use that information to actually form a response.
Wow.
So, all right, enough. Let's actually run it. So let me just press the run button here.
All right, so the query is, how can I design secure VPCs? And now we're
Oh, and now we got an
seeing-
answer. So to design VPCs, you should apply multiple controls to defensive post approach, inbound, outbound traffic, and it goes on. And then the cool thing, it actually said where it got that information from. So it'll have the actual text and then the actual document that you could actually go to and see where it got that information from. So one of the big things people are concerned about when they're using like large language models is like, it hallucinates. I don't know where it got this information from. With a tool like this, you could actually see the exact source where it pulled that from. So that's a huge game changer right there.
Jeff, I don't know about you, but that's definitely better than what I could have come up with.
Well, I mean, but it doesn't actually say.
Oh, it's
any-
secure, that's true, but
It doesn't say
secure.
security groups. It doesn't explain
No,
the
no, but it
difference.
said it. Well, it's added. I
You
mean,
could use this
subnets,
combination of
gateway.
security groups and network ACLs to restrict
I mean, it
access.
doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not specific but the question
It
wasn't
was a very,
specific.
that's true. It was a very general question. So
I feel this is great. This is great. no. I understand. We understand what it's getting at,
Yeah.
obviously. So no, that's exciting. Are we able to change what you just asked?
okay, yeah. Let's see what happens.
Do you have a thought?
Ooh,
Jillian?
nothing. Not sure. Is there something that comes to you right now?
I mean,
Maybe databases or security.
yeah. I mean, we could do like. I know CloudFront is not available in GovCloud. So, like, could you say, is
Oh.
CloudFront available in GovCloud?
Ooh.
Something like that.
Now we're really putting this.
Uh-oh.
The stakes are high now.
We have not tested this, so please, there's no guarantee. If the
We
lights,
might need to go on a commercial break in a second.
if all the lights
Drum
dim,
roll.
can you stop it?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It says yes, CloudFront.
In all AWS regions.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So that might not be right then.
But you know what?
It's-
You know
yeah.
what? That sounds like that. Well, let's click on that link.
Oh,
but then
okay.
it's-
Like you said,
It-
it
yeah.
tells us where it came from. So I wonder.
Is this like
That's a link.
cost optimization?
Yeah, this was.
It's all available regions.
It's like almost like a half
Outside of GovCloud.
Yeah,
Right,
it's like
yeah,
part,
okay.
So, you know,
We'll give it partial credit.
yeah.
Yeah, it has CloudFront there, so it probably
Wow.
thinks so.
And this is important to know about the models, right? So there are techniques that you're learning in the course about, where you can also tell the model, if you don't have the answer, feel confident saying, I don't know,
Yes.
Whoa.
to handle such situations.
And then what about use cases where maybe you wanted like a real solutions architect to write the answer and learn from that? Is that something that maybe someone could do in this type of use case?
Like if you're a solution architect and you want to get some research done, you can use a tool like this to get that preliminary research, find the actual source documentation, and then build upon your answer. So think of it the way as enhancing solution
Well, I
architects.
mean, what we've all been hearing about Code Whisperer for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is very similar for the SA role and equally awesome, because even if maybe we wouldn't make this into an API and tell customers to go hit this API and type it in, that's something. What we just did could have saved a lot of time
Yeah.
for me and Jillian when we have a customer on the line.
Exactly.
So it's all about improving your time and improving your productivity. It's not taking over our jobs for us.
No. We want you here, yes.
And it sounds like me and Jillian want you here
Yeah.
because I'm excited about this.
So I know the people probably at home are thinking this is really cool. There's probably some people who maybe don't have machine learning experience. So what was your previous experience before building this?
Yeah, I've had some machine learning experience, but this is all new things, like using the transformer, breaking the tools, the agent. This was all released maybe a couple months ago. So it was
Wow.
brand new things I had to learn, get up to speed, and just start building things. I'm excited about use cases like this. So there's a desire to learn and build things is what drove me to make this.
And like how many hours did maybe it take for you, just so people get a rough
It probably
idea?
took like 5-6 hours. I think that's understanding
What?
the initial how to get started. Maybe that's the hardest thing. Once you get started, the sample you can go through, playing through things, getting the data, of course, is hard. So I think that was probably the bulk of it. But once you have that, there are a lot of tools and frameworks to help you get up to speed. So that's really easy to get started and start building something.
But that's still amazing. I mean, 5 to 6 hours, and now you have like just like a demo right here that you can show. I mean, it just really shows what's possible for a lot of people who haven't gotten started yet, and they're brand new.
Oh,
to
yeah.
generative AI.
You need to get started. It's so fun. Yes, please
Yeah,
do.
take the course.
Yes,
I mean,
take the
go
course,
build
learn.
something.
Yes.
All right, so I got a quick question. We talked about the models are based on a foundation model and that you're giving it targeted information to do something really well.
Yes.
What was the underlying foundational model for this demo?
Right. So for this one, I used the Falcon model,
Okay.
Falcon 7B
Okay.
model. Yes, Instruct.
And that was the open source Hugging Face
Yeah, so
foundational model.
they actually have a leaderboard with all a bunch of models to try from. So the leaderboard has, it's updated. It shows what models are the best performing models. And you can kind of play around, see what models match to you. New models have come out since the Falcon was at the top of the leaderboard, so there are probably newer models at the top already. So it's a constantly moving target. There's always a new model release, so it's very exciting times. And this benchmark just shows all the different models
Wow.
if it loads.
Well,
There it is, yeah.
So I asked this because it seems to be that's what the general process is going to be for customers and companies to use generative AI, is to take a foundational model and then train it to do something really good. And so that's why I wanted to kind of walk through that just for everyone watching, that doing a demo like this is helping you understand what we see the trends to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so for people who want to get started with generative AI, and from your experience building this, any advice for them? Like maybe anything that you learned that, oh, if I were to start again, you would do differently?
I'd really like to play around with different models. The leaderboard has all these different models. Hugging Face, for me, was very easy to kind of get started and just click a model, test something out. You can also deploy it to an AWS account right from the Hugging Face console. So it really wants to get builders up to speed and start iterating. So I would say start with the Hugging Face first, learn some of the models there, play around, and see what's possible. And that's going to spark your curiosity.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it sounds like, viewers, if this is interesting to you, we have a new course available, and we have the AWS community about generative AI that we showed earlier. And in that community, we have Banjo's blog post about how to do this solutions architect agent. So that's awesome. Thanks so much for being here, guys.
Of
Yes.
course. And one more cool thing, this agent can actually generate diagrams if you didn't believe
What?
that.
What?
So real quick, I'll just say, diagram
definitely
that shows an
downloading
S3 bucket, connect the ECU, and it'll generate the thing for you.
Wow.
So there's so much things that can do. So
That's amazing.
making diagrams is a bit annoying, but if you can automate that process and make it simpler, why not?
You might have a lot of friends in the SA team after this.
If we had more time, I'd ask you to do something around outposts and local gateways. But we only have we don't have enough time
Make
for
it
that.
simple for that.
Question: can this agent take this diagram, print it on a jacket for me?
Oh. Tune in next time and find out.
Everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm Jeff Rushak. This is Jillian, Banjo, Andrzej, and we are live here in New York City, AWS 2023 New York City Summit. We'll be back right after this.